Well, okay, the pedal has really hit the metal. Welcome to week 7. This is the week you're actually writing your paper. You must turn it in on time this coming Sunday night. That's critical. We're really right at the end of the class. Okay, so what we're looking at is an 8-page research paper. You need to use all of your research for this paper, okay? You need to incorporate all of it, and that's how you're going to get to the 8 pages, okay? By using individual components of your research to prove points that you've discovered through your research, to prove and illustrate those points that you make one point at a time throughout the paper, following your outline, okay? I'll have the outlines graded within the next 2 days, okay? I'll go over those and I'll help you with that, make sure you're on the right track. Here are the things I'm looking for. One of the things I'm looking for is the 8 full pages, okay? The assignment says 8 pages, it means that. That does not include the works cited page. By the way, I looked through some of the material. This is an MLA paper. You do not use a cover sheet. Please, I do not want to see a cover sheet. If I do, I'll know you didn't watch this video, okay? And I don't want to see subheadings or headings in this. MLA papers don't have that. APA papers do. MLA papers don't, okay? Don't want you to waste paper or bandwidth in my case, all right? So what I'm looking for are paragraphs. This is how I grade the paper, judge the paper, make sure I'm in the right talk. I've said this before. Paragraph is one single unit of thought. One point you want to make begins with a topic sentence in your own words. All right, I'm looking to make sure that the beginning of the paragraph is in your own words. Never use your research at the beginning of the paragraph. Your research supports what you want to say. It doesn't say it for you. Okay, that's critical. All right, that keeps the paper in your own voice. It's always important to write always with your own voice. All right. I want to see a good introduction that outlines the paper. Okay, you've got your outline. I've said this before, the introduction starts a little bit broad, gets narrower and narrower. It's an inverted pyramid, and the final sentence of the introduction is your thesis statement. It tells the reader what the paper is going to prove and in the order that it's going to prove it. And then you make sure your paper unfolds in that same way. The introduction and the thesis statement are a roadmap to completing your paper. Then I want to see a good conclusion, a conclusion that matches your introduction. A conclusion offers no new information, okay? The conclusion briefly summarizes, and brief and summarize are actually the same word, okay? Same meaning. You summarize 5 or 6 of your main points, and then just sign off, okay? You can look at your conclusion, and you can look at your introduction, and see if they match each other. You can use some of the same words in the conclusion that you used in the introduction, and it really makes the paper feel tied together, okay? I want to see research in every paragraph except for the introduction and except for the conclusion. You never need the research in the introduction. The introduction is your discussion of how the paper is going to unfold, okay? The conclusion is just your summary. It doesn't need any research in it, okay? Other than that, I do want to make sure I see research in every paper, every paragraph, and I want to make sure I see an in-text citation in every paragraph, okay? Otherwise, it'll read like an editorial. Don't do that. In-text citations are simple. They usually simply include the page number. You've already referred to the author of the paragraph. If you have it, then you have the author and the page number. Last name of the author only. Don't forget, this is an MLA paper, okay? So I will review the papers starting next Monday, all right? I'll give you some chance to resubmit them for your final grade. But it's critical that you get it right the first time because there's too much work to do otherwise. I think I've gone over all these details before, same kind of things. I'm looking for well-focused paragraphs, well-defined paragraphs, well-supported paragraphs, paragraphs that begin in your own words, that do not begin with the research, and paragraphs that are correctly cited. Those of you who've struggled with this issue, I've sent you the necessary documentation. Make sure you look at my previous comments, and you all should do fine, okay? I think it's been a great class. I'll have one more chance to look at your work before it's over, but we're right at the end. There's no excuse for being late, okay? This is it. You know, we all have to land, like I call it landing the airplane, get the airplane to land on all 3 wheels at the same time, okay? So, hey, enjoy, get to work. Don't forget there's always a discussion and a quiz, okay? Get them done.